Design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. These wonderful words told by a man who is a statue of true motivation, whose life nothing but the milestone of losses and the lessons that how to overcome their difficulties with the help of his true talent and passion. The man built an empire of technologies which no one could even imagine at that time. Today I tell you the true motivational as well as inspiring life story about this man who never gave up on his dreams, who always seeks the true inspiration of life, whose life was full of failures, who changed the world of technology with his unique ideas and God-gifted talent, but also was an unwanted child of his biological parents, and they gave up on their unnamed son for adoption right after his birth. The man who was a business tycoon, a tech giant, industrial designer, inventor, and media proprietor, and also the founder of world's one of the most known, famous, and luxurious electronic brand named Apple. Later the chairman and chief executive of the CEO of Apple Incorporation. He was also the founder and CEO of Next and chairman of Pixar. He is also widely known as a pioneer of PC revolution, none other than Sir Steve Jobs. So hello and welcome everyone. You are listening Inside Story and I am your host Sona. Finally, we are back with another motivational and inspiring true life story podcast of a legend and the god of PC revolution, mentor of billions, and the man stood behind the worldwide Apple Incorporation. Yes, I know that it's been a long time since we did our last podcast, so we, the Inside Story team, I highly apologize for that. So without wasting any time, let's begin our today's podcast. Steve Paul Jobs was born on February 24, 1955. His biological father was Abdul Fateh and mother was Joanna Shibble. Steve's mother gave birth to Steve during her undergraduate course in college. Due to some problems, she found an adoptive couple for Steve. Steve was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs. Neither of them had any college education. In 1957, Paul and Clara adopted a sister for Steve, and in 1959 moved to Montaloma neighborhood in Mountain View, California. Paul built a workbench in his garage for his son in order to pass along his love of machines. Steve meanwhile admired his father's craftsmanship. Steve got interested to build new things. When Jobs was 10 years old, he was deeply involved in electronics and started to be friends with his neighbor engineers. Jobs had difficulty in functioning in a traditional classroom, tends to resist authority figures, frequently misbehaved, and was suspended so many times. Clara taught him to read as a toddler, and Jobs started that he felt bored inside school. But Paul was different. He blamed the school for not challenging his brilliant son. In 1972, Jobs was enrolled at Reed College in Portugal, Oregon. Paul and Clara belongs from middle-class family, and Reed College was an expensive college that they can't afford. During his education, Jobs befriended with Robert Friedland, Reed's student body president. After just one semester, Jobs dropped out from the college and did not tell anything to his parent. Jobs later explained that he decided to drop out from the college because he did not want to create a pressure on his parents due to his education. In 2005, his commencement speech at Stanford University, Jobs said that he slept on floors on his friend's dorm room, sells Coke bottle for money, and get the free meal at local Krishna temple. Jobs attended a calligraphy course in college and got the idea of multiple typefaces and proportionally spaced fonts. Jobs came back to his parents in 1974 and started to search a job. After some time, Steve got a job of a technician. After some days, Jobs created and designed his own classic version of game named Pong. During 1974, Jobs was living what his Reed College Bannon described to him as a simple life, working in Atari and saving his money for his impending trip to India. In the middle of 1974, Jobs went to India to visit Neem Karoli Baba at his ashram with his Reed friend Daniel in search for spiritual enlightenment. But the shocking fact was that Neem Karoli Baba was died on 1973. Jobs then made a long trek up a dry riverbed to an ashram of Hadiya Khan Babaji. After 7 months, Jobs left India and returned to US. Jobs changed his appearance with shaved head and traditional Indian clothes. By March 1976, Wozniak, one of the Jobs' friends, completed the basics of Apple iComputer with Macintosh operating software and showed it to Steve. Steve suggested that this will sell the product. In April of that same year, Jobs, Wozniak, and the administrative overseer Ronald Wayne founded Apple Computer Company, which is now known as Apple Incorporation. The operation was started in Jobs' bedroom and later shifted to garage. Ronald Wayne stayed very shortly and he was just there for their financial support. By the hard work and intelligence of Jobs, Apple company started to grow faster. After some years, the company reached success and became a family of 4,000 employees. But due to some reasons, suddenly the sales started to fall down. In 1985, the board decided to remove the Jobs from the company. Steve was somehow disliked by his partners. Jobs was removed from the Macintosh group and put him in the charge of new product development. This made Jobs powerless within Apple. Steve decided to resign and leave Apple. A few months later, in 1985, Steve left Apple. After his resignation from Apple, Jobs founded a new company called Next Computer and Pixar in 1986. With the hard work and high intelligence of Steve, these two companies also became successful. And in 1995, Pixar produced and released Toy Story, the world's first computer animated feature film. It was released in theaters on November 22nd at the same year, and it was one of the most successful and beloved animated films of all time. But on the other side, the Apple Corporation was continuously going down. By watching this, the board of directors of Apple requested Jobs to rejoin Apple. Steve accepted their proposal and back to Apple. In 1996, Apple announced that it could buy Next for $427 million, and the deal was finalized on 1997. Jobs rejoined Apple and added and his two companies with Apple. After some years, Steve became the CEO of Apple. Steve Jobs always put his focus on quality over the product on quantity. They reduced the number of products and started to focus on some few products. Jobs started to focus so many important projects too. After that, Apple launched iMac, iPod, and many more gadgets. Every product became hit on market. After that, Apple started to grow fast and never look back. After that, Apple launches iTunes and many more. In 2007, Apple launched new phones that was iPhone. The completed iPhone has multimedia capabilities and functioned as aquaband touchscreen smartphone. A year later, the iPhone 3G was released in July 2008 with three key features supported of GPS, 3G data, and tri-band UMTS/HSDPA. All these features are nothing but a dream on that time. Today, Apple is successfully running throughout the world with a tag of luxury smartphone and smart devices. Steve Jobs also received so many awards: National Medal of Technology in 1985, Jefferson Award for Public 1987, Howard Volume Award from Reed College 1991, and many more. In October 5, 2011, Steve Jobs died at the age of 56 after battling pancreatic cancer for nearly a decade. Even today, people have the same respect for him because he gave us that technology what man can only think on those days, and also people established him as an idol. He gave us the power of belief to think beyond the traditional way of thinking. His motivational thoughts, his hunger for new technological innovations, his wish and hard works for giving something new to everyone made him an immortal legend. Once rejected by his biological parents, later accepted by all over the world. Once Steve delivered a beautiful line when he gave the commencement speech at Stanford University. This is one of my personal favorite too. He said, "Your time is limited, so do not waste it living someone else's life." It means be you. The world needs your unique strength. Trying to be a clone of someone else or to be someone you are expected to be would not work in reality. You are wonderfully made and have a purpose which only you can fulfill. This is Steve Jobs, the man with great ideas of innovations, who gave this world a better place in the world of technology, whose ideas and thoughts admires even in today's time, live in our heart forever as a legend. So thank you everyone listening our podcast, and subscribe our channel to listen interesting and motivational podcast on various topics. Do follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and visit our blogging website where we write poetries, motivational and interesting articles on various topics. All the links are in the description. Go check it out first. So goodbye, take care, Jai Hind.